All right, let's jump right in. We're going to be taking a deep dive into Nutanix's first quarter fiscal year 25 earnings report. So we've
Okay.
got the press release
Yeah.
and their financials. And, well,
Looking forward to it.
we're going to try to figure out if Nutanix can hold their own against the giants in the cloud world.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Right.
A lot of companies are claiming to be leaders in hybrid multi-cloud these days, but the numbers often tell a different story.
Yeah, so let's start with the numbers.
Okay.
So the headline is Nutanix beat their own projections
Okay.
across the board for Q1.
That's a strong start.
Yeah.
Yeah, their annual recurring revenue, ARR, grew 18% year over year,
Okay.
hitting $1.97 billion.
Okay.
That's a key metric for subscription-based software companies like Nutanix
Got it.
because it shows predictable recurring revenue streams.
Okay, so that explains why everyone keeps talking about ARR.
Yeah.
And their total revenue jumped 16% year over year to $591 million.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, not too shabby.
It's a solid performance. And what's even more encouraging is that they achieved a non-GAAP operating margin of 20%.
Now, I know operating margin is important.
Yeah.
Can you remind me why? What makes 20% particularly good?
Yeah, well, it signals that they're not just growing,
Okay.
but they're doing so efficiently.
Okay.
So non-GAAP operating margin removes one-time or unusual costs.
Yeah.
It kind of gives us a clearer picture of the profitability of their core operations.
Got it.
And hitting 20% means they're keeping costs under control while still investing in growth.
Okay.
And this is especially important when you consider the competitive pressure from those cloud giants we talked about.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
So they're not just burning through cash to chase growth.
Exactly.
They're actually turning a solid profit.
Yeah, they are. And on top of that,
Okay.
they generated almost $152 million in free cash flow.
Wow.
This means they have cash available to reinvest in the business, potentially for things like research and development, acquisitions,
Yeah.
or even returning value to shareholders.
So all of this paints a picture of a company in a really strong financial position.
Yes.
But what exactly drove this success? Was it just good market conditions, or
That's a good question.
did Nutanix make some smart moves?
Well, the market certainly plays a role,
Of course.
but Nutanix has been strategically positioning themselves for success.
Okay.
Their expanded partnership with Amazon Web Services, or AWS, is a great example.
I saw that in the press release.
Yeah.
Something about promotional credits for customers.
It's more than just a promotional gimmick.
Okay.
This partnership gives Nutanix customers access to financial incentives
Got it.
to migrate their workloads to AWS
Okay.
and try out Nutanix's solutions on the AWS cloud.
So it's a clever way to attract new customers who are already using AWS.
Exactly.
And show them the benefits of using Nutanix's platform on top of it.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
Okay.
Nutanix gets access to a massive pool of potential customers. AWS gets to enhance their cloud offerings with Nutanix's expertise in hybrid multi-cloud management.
So they're not trying to compete head-on with AWS.
That's right.
They're playing to their strengths and finding ways to collaborate.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah.
And it seems to be working. But there's another interesting piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
Their industry recognition.
Okay.
Nutanix was named a leader in Gartner Magic Quadrants for both distributed hybrid infrastructure and file and object storage platforms.
Hold on.
Yeah.
For those of us who aren't like tech analysts,
Yes.
what's a Gartner Magic Quadrant?
It's essentially a report by Gartner.
Okay.
It's a leading research and advisory company
All right.
that evaluates technology providers in a specific market.
Okay.
And they position these companies on a quadrant
Got it.
based on their completeness of vision and ability to execute.
Okay.
Being named a leader means Nutanix is considered to be at the forefront
All right.
of both innovation and execution in these key areas.
Okay, so it's not just Nutanix saying they're great. A respected third party is backing them up.
Yeah, gives them some credibility.
That's a pretty strong signal to potential customers.
Absolutely. It adds a level of credibility.
Yeah.
And it helps differentiate Nutanix from competitors who might be making similar claims.
Right.
They're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk.
And they're not just focusing on their current offerings.
No.
They're also looking ahead to the future,
Uh-huh.
right? They've been making some interesting moves with AI.
Yes, their recent extension of their AI platform to the public cloud shows they're serious about staying ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
in a rapidly evolving technological landscape.
Yeah, it's a smart move considering the increasing demand for AI solutions
That's right.
across industries.
Yeah, and it's also a sign that they're listening to their customers
Okay.
and responding to the market's needs.
Right.
They're not just sticking to what they know.
Yeah.
They're actively seeking out new opportunities for growth and innovation.
So far, the story of Nutanix's Q1 seems to be one of strong financial performance driven by
Strategic partnerships, industry recognition, and a forward-looking approach to technology.
I'd say so.
But what do the people at the top have to say about all of this?
Yeah, let's hear it straight from the source.
Okay.
In the press release, CEO Rajiv Ramaswamy emphasized their focus on innovation
Okay.
and their ambition to become the leading platform
Okay.
for running applications and managing data,
Got it.
regardless of where that data resides.
A bold statement.
It is.
But given their recent performance,
Yeah,
maybe not so far-fetched.
maybe not. And CFO Rukmini Sivaraman
Okay.
highlighted their commitment to achieving sustainable, profitable growth.
Okay.
It's clear that Nutanix is playing the long game here,
Yeah.
balancing ambition with financial discipline.
Okay, so they've got a clear vision.
Yes.
They're financially sound,
They are.
and they're making smart moves.
So far, so good.
But what about their outlook for the future?
Yeah.
What are they predicting for the next quarter?
Well, for Q2 of fiscal year 2025,
They are projecting revenue to be between $635 and $645 million.
okay,
And they're expecting to maintain that healthy non-GAAP operating margin
right.
in the 20 to 21% range.
So they're anticipating continued growth and profitability.
Yes.
Now let's take a peek behind the curtain of the financial statements.
Right.
There's one figure that caught my eye.
Oh, yeah.
The increase in deferred commissions current on the balance sheet.
Okay.
What does that even mean?
Oh,
Why is it significant?
that's an excellent observation.
Oh, okay.
Deferred commissions represent payments for deals that have been closed.
Okay.
But where the revenue hasn't been fully recognized yet,
Okay.
the fact that this figure is increasing suggests that Nutanix is closing deals and building a solid pipeline for future revenue. It's a positive sign that their sales momentum is strong.
So it's like a sneak peek into potential future earnings.
Exactly.
That's really interesting. But let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. How does Nutanix's performance stack up against its competitors in the hybrid multi-cloud space?
That's where things get even more intriguing. Nutanix is playing in a field with some real heavy hitters,
Oh, yeah.
like VMware,
Okay.
Dell Technologies,
Got it.
and even those public cloud giants we talked about earlier, Amazon, Microsoft, and Google.
So it's like David and Goliath, except there are multiple Goliaths.
That's right.
How can Nutanix compete with companies that have such vast resources?
Well, they're not trying to win by being the biggest or the loudest.
Okay.
Instead, they're focusing on being the best at what they do,
Okay.
providing a seamless and efficient way to manage applications and data across different cloud environments. Think of it as being the Switzerland of the cloud world.
Okay, so they're neutral ground in the cloud wars.
Exactly.
But how does that translate into a competitive advantage?
Well, many businesses today are struggling with the complexity of managing multiple cloud platforms.
Right.
They might have some applications running on AWS,
Okay.
others on Azure, and still others in their own data centers.
Yeah,
This creates a real headache for IT teams
I bet.
trying to keep everything secure,
Yeah.
efficient, and cost-effective.
Yeah. I can imagine. It's like trying to juggle 5 different balls while riding a unicycle.
Exactly. And that's where Nutanix comes in.
Okay.
Their platform is designed to simplify this complexity
Okay.
by providing a single pane of glass to manage all these different environments.
Got it.
They allow businesses to choose the best cloud for each workload
Oh.
without being locked into any one provider.
So they're offering flexibility and choice.
That's right.
In a world that's becoming increasingly fragmented,
Uh-huh.
that's a pretty compelling value proposition.
It is.
But what about those potential challenges you mentioned earlier? What are some of the headwinds Nutanix might face in the coming quarters?
Well, one obvious one is the macroeconomic environment.
Yeah.
If we see a significant economic slowdown,
Okay.
businesses might tighten their IT budgets,
Okay.
and that could potentially impact Nutanix's growth trajectory.
That's a valid concern. It's hard to escape the effects of a global downturn.
That's true. Another challenge is the constantly evolving technological landscape.
Right.
The world of cloud computing is moving at warp speed. New technologies are emerging all the time,
Yeah.
and Nutanix has to stay ahead of the curve to remain competitive.
So it's not enough to be good.
Nope.
You have to keep getting better.
Precisely. They need to keep innovating and developing new solutions that meet the changing needs of their customers.
But you know what? Challenges can also be opportunities in disguise.
Yeah.
If Nutanix can navigate these obstacles effectively,
Uh-huh.
it could emerge even stronger on the other side.
I completely agree. Their focus on AI, their strong partnership with AWS,
Right.
and their commitment to sustainable, profitable growth put them in a good position to weather any storms that might come their way.
It seems like they're striking a good balance between ambition and prudence. But what does all of this mean for you, the listener? Why should you care about Nutanix's journey?
Well, if you're interested in the future of cloud computing,
Okay.
Nutanix is definitely a company worth watching closely. They're a key player in a rapidly growing market,
Okay.
and their success or failure could have ripple effects throughout the industry.
So it's more than just about one company.
That's right.
Their story could provide insights into the broader trends shaping the future of technology.
Exactly. Their innovations and their approach to hybrid multi-cloud could influence how businesses adopt and manage cloud solutions in the years to come.
And speaking of innovation, we can't forget that lingering question about AI.
Yeah.
How might Nutanix leverage this technology to further differentiate themselves in the cloud market?
That's a great point. We'll explore that in our final segment,
Okay.
along with some concluding thoughts on what Nutanix's performance might signal for the future of the hybrid multi-cloud market.
Okay, so let's wrap up our deep dive into Nutanix, and we're still kind of left with that question of how AI could really be a game changer for them.
Yeah. I mean, if
Wow.
you think about the challenges businesses face managing their cloud resources,
Okay.
it's complex,
Yeah,
trying to balance performance, security, and cost.
right, and it's only getting more complex
Yep.
as businesses are adopting more and more cloud services.
Exactly. And that's where AI can be a real game changer.
Okay.
Imagine AI-powered tools
Yeah.
that could help optimize cloud spending,
Okay.
maybe
Yeah.
predict and prevent outages before they happen,
Right.
even detect and respond to security threats in real time.
That sounds like a dream
Yeah.
for anyone
It'd be amazing.
managing IT infrastructure.
Right. No more scrambling to fix things after they break.
Exactly.
And for Nutanix, it's a real opportunity
Okay.
to deliver even more value to their customers.
Okay.
They can go beyond just providing the infrastructure,
Right.
become more of a trusted advisor, helping businesses navigate the complexities of the cloud with AI as their secret weapon.
So they could really position themselves as like the smart cloud management platform.
Exactly.
Right.
And that kind of shift
Yeah.
could have a ripple effect throughout the entire hybrid multi-cloud market.
Okay.
If Nutanix can successfully demonstrate the power of AI-driven cloud management,
Right.
it could inspire other players to follow suit,
Okay.
leading to a more sophisticated and intelligent cloud ecosystem.
So we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
We saw how Nutanix really just crushed their Q1 projections.
They did.
We looked at their strategic moves that are kind of driving their success,
Uh-huh.
and we considered the challenges
Yeah.
and opportunities that are out there. What's the big takeaway here?
I think the big takeaway is that Nutanix is really proving to be a force to be reckoned with in the hybrid multi-cloud space.
Okay.
They're not just surviving,
Yeah.
they're thriving,
Right.
and they're doing it by focusing on their strengths,
Yeah.
forging those strategic partnerships,
Uh-huh.
and embracing innovation.
Yeah. That's a good reminder that sometimes the smartest strategy isn't to try to be everything to everyone,
Yeah.
but to be the absolute best at what you do.
That's right.
Right.
And for Nutanix, that means providing businesses with the tools they need to manage their cloud resources
Yeah.
effectively, efficiently, and securely.
So is Nutanix a company worth keeping an eye on? I think the answer is yes.
I think so too.
A resounding yes.
Their performance this quarter, their vision for the future,
Yeah.
and their willingness to embrace new technologies like AI all suggest
Right.
that they have a bright future ahead.
That's it for our deep dive into Nutanix.
Great deep dive.
We've explored their financials,
Yeah.
their strategies, and their potential to disrupt the cloud market.
Yeah, I can-
Now it's up to you to decide what this all means.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on their future earnings reports,
Right.
their product announcements,
Yes.
and especially their progress in the AI space.
Definitely agree.
The cloud landscape is constantly evolving, and
It is.
Nutanix's journey is going to be a fascinating one to follow.
It will be.